Starting off tonight with news from Washington, D.C. involving one of Illinois' U.S. Congress members. Representative Delia Ramirez is introducing the Living Wage for All Act, which would raise the federal minimum wage to $25 an hour. It is a proposal that congressional candidate and Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton also pushed for. This was during her campaign. And here's how it would actually work. The bill would also phase in different pay timelines for large and smaller employers. So it would start with companies with 500 or more employees, which would have to comply by the year 2031. Smaller companies would have an extra 7 years to reach that goal.
I understand people will say, well, $25 an hour, and how will small businesses be able to pay for that? Look, folks, within the bill, we have a phase-out period to ensure that our small businesses are able to get to the $25 an hour. And we also have built in a cost of living to ensure that we won't have to have this fight again, right? Right. Because wages will go up as cost of living also goes up.
What you think about that, man?
Welcome to the Cool Reviews. Step into the scene where the voices stay loud and the vibes stay clean. Talking sports, love, life, what's making the news. If it's happening right now, it's on the Cool Reviews. Welcome to the Cool Reviews. Yeah, we bringing the truth from the streets to the screen, giving game to the youth. Every story, every take, every win, every bruise. Come and vibe with the world on the Cool Reviews. Welcome to the Cool Reviews. Yeah, the mic stay live, where the real conversations help the culture survive. From the sideline talk, and down the wins and losses and the post-game views. He be out with the people, asking questions they feel. From relationships to sports, keep it honest and real. One day it's the finals, next day love advice, then it's politics talk, giving different insights.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Cool Reviews. The Cool Reviews. We are back. I know it's been a few Wednesdays, but we back. And hey, we started straight out the gate with this $25 minimum wage. What's good, man? How you been last few weeks, man? I know I've been
Going
gone
on,
for a
man?
minute. Shoot, man,
It's
I've
your
been in
boy
Thailand.
Jason from JasonLWest.com. Yeah, we
Yes,
missed a few
sir.
weeks, y'all. We apologize for that.
Yes, sir. Man, but a $25 minimum wage. I just wanted to start out with a little clip. But how you feel about that?
I think that's a really big jump from 725. Even though half of the states wasn't using the 725, uh, it was still I think it was still like 20 states still using it, 725 as their minimum wage.
You mean
But
$7.25 for minimum wage?
yeah, that's the current federal minimum wage.
Damn.
So, others, 30 other states, they didn't wait on the federal government to raise it. They raised it themselves. So, what we can do, we can probably go through different states and see what they currently have for their minimum wage. If you got a way of doing that while we don't live.
Yeah, I could
But
check that
in Texas, me and you in Texas, so it's still 725 in Texas.
out. Damn, I didn't know that. Nah, I thought it was at least up to $10. Hell, gas damn near $5. Federal minimum baseline $7.25 per hour, unchanged since 2009. State minimum wages 2026 range roughly from $7.25 in many states to $17. Uh, Washington, New York regions. Many states cluster between $11 and $16 an hour. Average across states, rough estimate. If you average minimum wage, it comes roughly between $12 to $13 per hour in 2026. Lowest federal, some states, $7.25. but typically, excuse me, between $11 and $16. The highest areas is $17. Approximate national average amount is between $12 and $13 an hour. But $7.25, damn. Yeah, no wonder chicks getting OnlyFans. Cause $7.25, I can't be mad at a chick for posting up some feet pics or twerking
Yeah.
videos. I get it.
Shit, if I can get somebody to pay me to look at my feet, I post some feet videos.
Yeah, cause that's not much. I remember when I was 16, 17, minimum wage was $4.25. So that's $3.
Yeah.
Can't do that with $7.25. You literally you can't do nothing with that. That's nasty work.
That's
But
one energy drink.
shoot, man. But let's check out some more of this video. I haven't seen this. I ain't know nothing about it.
Delia Ramirez is joining us on Zoom to tell us more about the legislation and how it sets different timelines for large corporations versus smaller employers. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having me, Tia. Happy to be on.
Let's talk about this because it is important, and a lot of people's ears go up when they hear $25 an hour and how that can even be possible. Why phase it in the way that you've kind of laid this out, and how do you respond to concerns from small business owners about what that $25 an hour could do in terms of impact?
Yeah. Well, look, let me first start by saying that we have not raised the federal minimum wage in this country since 2009. The federal minimum wage at this moment is $7.25. That means that when we look at that federal minimum wage, if people are getting paid at that level, they're having to work 2 jobs to be able to pay for the rent and cover basic costs. 25, why did we get there? We've looked at many, many studies across the country in various sectors, and what we have found is that the minimum, the floor that people need to be making in order to be able to cover the cost in the cheapest county in this country is $25 per hour. Now, the phase out was really important to me because I've heard from small businesses. I was in the state legislature in 2019 when we passed to raise the minimum wage in Illinois to $15 per hour. And we understood that small businesses needed that extra help in transition period to be able to get there. It's why we've built into this bill a phase out period in which small businesses would not have to phase out into $25 an hour until 2038, giving them enough time and capacity to build the infrastructure necessary to be able to cover those costs, while larger employers would get there by 2031.
I want to talk to you about this portion of it because your proposal would eliminate all sub-minimum wages, including for tipped workers and workers with disabilities. What problem are you trying to solve with that change, and how would it affect industries like restaurants and even hospitality?
So what effects do you think raising the minimum wage, what effects do you think that will have with restaurants and other places where they you know what I'm saying, they do pay minimum wage?
Well, generally, I'm pretty sure it's going to drive inflation up. Higher than the natural. The way it's been going over the years. But they said that it also going to affect all those adjusted because like even though the federal minimum wage is $7.25, but it's different from like waiters and waitresses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
like their minimum wage is like $3. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So that's what she was talking about. It's going to affect that too. So when these restaurants going to start paying these waitresses and waiters $25 an hour instead of $3 an hour, because right now the restaurants they bank on us, the customers, paying those waiters and waitresses. So
Yeah.
imagine that. Now the restaurant got to pay them, and the bus boy, and the
Well,
dishwasher, and the
I
dishwasher.
never
The dishwasher gonna be get to $25 an hour. So
I never thought it was fair that when I found out the waitresses and waiters got paid like less, they get like $3. Like they literally live off a tip. I never thought that was fair anyway.
Well, nowadays though, with this new tip culture, and a lot, and they forcing more what they call it mandatory tipping now too.
Yeah,
So
I saw that the other day because they were saying, was that fair? Because what happened is a lot of times now with that mandatory 20%, hell, the damn they don't want to act right. The waitresses, the waiter, shit, if they know it's mandatory, they won't, give good service. But
right,
25 is a lot for minimum wage though. And what'll happen is the high school kids, they won't get jobs. All the adults get all the jobs. It won't those jobs just set for high schoolers to just have a little job before them jobs will be gone.
yeah,
That's grown up money right there, $25 an hour.
yeah. Adults gonna step in and take them jobs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're gonna be trying to work two jobs.
Man.
They're gonna be trying to get to the bag.
Yeah, yeah. Them kids gonna be trying to get a job at McDonald's to get their little first taste of. But the thing is,
Shit, grandma and granddaddy going back to work.
yeah. But then
At
that
them
means
rates.
I went by Wendy's the other day to get a 4 for $4 or a biggie bag. They don't have that no more.
Yeah.
They got rid of that.
So imagine what you think they're gonna do when they gotta pay the employees $25 each.
Shoot, yeah. If they gotta pay, yeah, uh, it's gonna hurt the industry because ain't nobody gonna want to go to McDonald's and pay $15 for we do it in the airport, but it's the airport. But just your regular everyday McDonald's paying $15, $16 for a Big Mac meal. Nah, ain't
Yeah.
nobody gonna do it. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy work. But then again, we damn near paying $5 a gallon for gas right now. People
But we
still
used to
doing
that.
it.
Gas go up and down like that every few years.
But I don't remember gas ever getting this high. Maybe $2.50, $3. But
Oh no, it
ours,
got this high on multiple occasions. Look it up.
sheesh, bro. This is crazy. This
No,
is
this ain't
crazy.
nothing new. That gas go up and down. It'll be back down.
Yep. Well, let's check out some more of this video. See what they talking about.
Mhm.
Look,
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
it's really important for us to note. I know that oftentimes you'll hear some folks try to argue that businesses are going to shut down as a result of their workers getting paid living wages. Well, the reality is that when workers are paid living wages, they stick around. They have higher retention.
The problem with this argument, okay, with this whole $25 minimum wage or whatever, is when we say, okay, minimum wage was established so that there would be a bare minimum, so that basically you saying that workers are not just absolutely being exploited, that high schoolers wouldn't be being exploited, that immigrants wouldn't be exploited, that people that were getting into industries or getting a job, that you couldn't take advantage of those that didn't know any better. It was not established so that you can have a minimum living standard. Minimum wage was never supposed to be minimum living standard, meaning that if you got a job working at a fast food place, it wasn't meant for you to live off of getting a job working at a fast food place. It was supposed to be a baseline so you're not taken advantage of completely by the business owner. Now we're putting the onus on the business to make sure that we make other people's lives better. That's the difference, right? So when you say minimum wage, I don't equate minimum wage to living standards.
Hey, pause right
Living
there.
standards are subjective, depending on where you live and a lifestyle that you decide.
So
Yeah, we
so
good.
I'm talking to my homeboy about that today. We were going back and forth about this today, and he said that uh, that what is what you call a living a wage or a living standard. He was saying that Anton was saying so you won't be exploited. My homeboy think hell that 725 is exploiting you.
It
You
is.
see what I'm saying? So he's saying, and who determines, like he just said, it's subjective. So who determines where that line at for the exploitation as opposed to the, the living standard, And he was thinking it do take $25 an hour for cost of living, you know. Um, but I see what Anton's saying too, though, is that minimum wage is never built to give you a certain lifestyle. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying. Um, it just meant so you can eat, you can, you know, do something for yourself, and that you're not a slave and you ain't working in a sweatshop for free, for 50 cents an hour. But this is an important conversation to have. But see, the reason why it hasn't been as important, that's why you don't hear
Uh-huh.
that much about it anymore,
Yeah.
because I believe it's like 30 of the 20 or the 50 states, they took it into their own hands, not to rock with that 720.
Yeah. Cause I do think like, you know, paying somebody 725, I don't care where you work, is exploitation because 725, that ain't enough for nothing. I honestly thought minimum wage was at least $10. I thought minimum wage was at least $10. I didn't know it was 725. That literally makes no sense. So yeah, I think minimum wage should at least be $12.
Yeah,
Cause what you don't want is all the grown ups and the older people to go take all the kid jobs. So I don't think it should be so hard that grown ups can live a certain lifestyle off of minimum wage. Minimum wage should be, honestly, I think minimum wage jobs are just starter jobs. You just learning how to work. But still you shouldn't feel like you being played or extorted. I mean taken advantage of.
yeah. I done hit something on his phone. I'm trying to get back to the screen.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get back, play a little bit more on the video.
All right, go ahead.
That you want to embrace. So while I agree that the minimum wage should be raised, how much it should be raised and the reason that it's being raised is two completely different things. The arguments that politicians are making does not justify the amount that they are saying that you should be making as a cashier at Walmart or McDonald's.
Okay, so crazy idea. We're getting tons of international interest. A global rollout would be a huge hit. Let's talk after lunch.
The number should be debated. The reason should be justified, but it does not measure up with what it is that we established minimum wage to be in the first place. What I would love for these politicians to do is to open up a business and prove to us that it can be done. I want them to be the guinea pig. Before I ever come to y'all, the reason why my Patreon is so awesome and successful, aside from the fact that we have a strong community amongst each other and we love each other and we want to link up with each other, the reason why the Patreon is so successful is because I show the receipts. So you have a much greater chance of taking the information that I give you and duplicating it to be successful. Also, because I've already proven to you that either it can be done, or I've shown you how I overcame trying to do it, and then I had to readjust so that it is actually successful for people. But what I see from most politicians is that they've never built anything. They've never owned any businesses. They've never invested in people. They don't have any employees. Most politicians that you see that's determining our laws are lifetime career politicians, meaning that their entire life they've been paid for by the people. Example, Zoran Mamdani. The reason why he can't understand or compute, because I seen the people holding him accountable at the town hall about supporting taxes and raising it on the billionaires, and why he's about to lose a $6 billion investment inside of New York is because he's never actually implemented it. So while he is likable, while he can answer questions, while he does the really good politician thing, and while he is able to get the support from the majority of the people that don't own businesses, it doesn't mean that you understand how you as a socialist.
So do you think? Oh wait, my boy offline. I'll wait till he come back online to ask a question. But do 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 y'all think that politicians should have some type of experience with being a business owner? You know, when we look at legislation, when we look at different conversations that's been had, do you think that politicians should have maybe even a degree in business, a degree in finance, or either have been an entrepreneur of some sort? You know, because I do think that it is important that you know that you do need to have some type of experience. So the question I'm asking is, do you think that politicians should have some type of experience being a you know, an entrepreneur, or some kind of college, you know, degree in entrepreneurship, so they can really, when they passing these laws or making these legislations that affect businesses, that they can, you know, they can kind of, you know, they have some type of experience doing it. What do you think?
Mm, that's a good one. Yeah, they should have business people making these decisions. You know, because I'm pretty sure you got, just like Trump. You know, Trump is a long term time businessman, successful businessman. You see, so
Okay.
it makes sense for him to be on a committee, or you know, in the spaces making these type of decisions, because he know what
Okay.
it's like to fund a business, and to pay staff, and you know what I'm saying, and have that burden.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, I think you should have some type of business experience, you know, when, you know, so you can really be informed, you know, because Anton was saying that a lot of these politicians, they've been funded by the city or the state or whatever. They haven't ever ran a business. So, you know, when they talking about businesses, they don't really have no experience, you know,
Yeah,
so, but, you know, just looking at the if I got a business and my prices are set what they are, and now I gotta go from paying my workers $15 an hour to $25 an hour. A few of them workers gotta go.
yeah.
I,
See, because that's what I said. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start cutting staff, and then the people that remain are going to be doing those people's jobs. They're going to be doing two people's job.
yep,
You know.
yep. That's what's gonna happen. We gonna lay people off because it's either two things gonna happen. The prices gotta go up, or jobs gotta be lost. And yeah, I gotta pass it on to somebody.
I don't know why they was going for such a big jump. If they said the average was between $11 and $16 between what all the states are doing right now on their own accord, which was a natural, they let the market decide the natural occurrence of that. So they should be following that market. They
Yeah,
should they should be somewhere in between there. They should be averaging those numbers. They take the if it's between $11 and $16 from all the states that are not following the federal minimum wage, then they should take a median between those two numbers. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
And if they're gonna raise the minimum wage, bro, I got something going on this phone. I've been pushing buttons. I can't see nothing. I see a white screen. It says comments in private chat. I can't see you. I can't see me. I don't know what. I've been over hitting buttons.
Shoot, say the phone giving you a hard time.
Man.
It could be the phone or
No, I ain't the phone. I kind of swiped and then I lost everything. I ain't been able to get back.
okay. Well, while
But
you doing that, I'm gonna go back to the video.
all right, I'm gonna go off and come
The
back.
agenda that you're pushing has to be supported by a capitalistic agenda. The people that generate the most money, the people that are the job creators, the hustlers, the ones that stay up all night, the ones that's made the sacrifice to ultimately get where they are the ones that are subsidizing your plan. And so I would love to see how y'all are able to justify, because what I know, for example, in the restaurant industry is that the margins are razor thin. Why do you think that most restaurants go out of business within the first year? More than half of them don't survive past year 2 or 3. It's right. And when I say razor thin. So it's going to be a trickle up effect, meaning that in order for them to be able to pay this person $25 an hour, 2 things got to happen. A, we got to get rid of most employees. And then that's when you're going to start to implement AI. And then people are going to say, oh my God, I can't believe it. They're killing jobs. Well, now we got to have kiosks taking your order, and we got to have robots pouring your coffee. And we have to have artificial intelligence at the drive-through saying, hi, may I take your order? Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Because we can't afford to bring in more people to justify exactly what you're saying that we have to pay them. So that's one. And then number 2, at the same time, the costs go up. So now you haven't actually made a livable wage because it's going to cost you more to live. It's going to cost you more to have a place. It's going to cost you more to have gas. It's going to cost you more because the gas station attendant got to make $25 an hour minimum, right? The person that's at the front desk of your building got to make $25 an hour minimum. The maintenance guy got to make way more than that because he got to justify being a maintenance guy instead of being the front desk guy. Now everybody has to pay more because your costs are going to continue to go up to do the very. You want to know why people keep talking about, oh my God, I can't believe that the rent is up. I can't believe that this is up. I can't believe that it costs me more to go to the grocery store, because the costs are going to continue to go up to do anything. To do anything. I got the sod people putting in grass because now that the weather has broken, they're able to do the fencing and they're able to do the grass for one of the last properties that I built. Right? Already had the people move in as soon as the weather broke. Now they ordered the fencing, they're doing the grass, they're doing the sprinklers, they're doing on the side, right? And Rita called me and she said, Anton, this is how much it's going to cost them to do the side, to do the grass. And I said, that don't make sense. Why is it more, thousands more? It was thousands more. Why is it more than it cost when we did this previous property, but we using the same company? Somebody got to eat the costs. And so guess what happens? It gets spread out amongst everybody. So now everybody got to pay more. Everybody got to spend more money.
Hey, check something out. You remember, wasn't it Trump I think in his last term, he raised the federal minimum wage to $10?
I I thought that's what happened.
Yeah, I think so because he wanted to raise minimum wage, for everybody, to
Okay,
$10, but they was acting up. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to vote for it, so he just went used the his, executive power to raise the federal minimum wage because he didn't need no votes for that. And
okay.
see if you can look that up. So all of a sudden, you got these candidates running for office, and they talking about they want to raise minimum wage to $25. You know how many votes that can get them?
A lot. Hell
These
yeah.
probably the same people that didn't want to vote for that $10 when last time Trump was in office when he was trying to raise the $10.
Well,
So they saying stuff now to try to get all those votes from the lower class. You know what I'm saying?
let
Because
me
they
see.
know there's a chance that they won't be able to pull that off. Not at $25.
Nah, not at 25.
You see what I'm saying? So
Uh,
they throwing the biggest number out there to get the votes.
but see, the thing
But
is too.
They didn't even want to vote for the $10 that Trump was trying to do.
That's just like when we look at Spirit Airlines. People try to throw that on Trump, and then you go back. Nah, Trump tried to save Spirit Airlines. Spirit was supposed not Trump, but Spirit was supposed to merge with JetBlue. JetBlue said we'll bail Spirit Airlines out. Elizabeth Warren and the Democratic Party came together and stood in between Spirit Airlines being bought and bailed out, and that's why they went out of business. And that
Mm,
was under the Biden administration. Because I used to own Spirit stock, and when you look it up, yeah, the Democrats stood in the way of the sale of Spirit Airlines, and that's the
mm.
reason why they went bankrupt. It had nothing to do with Trump. It had nothing to do with the war. It had nothing to do with gas prices. It was all the Democrats saying, "No, we are not going to allow JetBlue to buy Spirit," and they stood in the way. But see,
Okay, I ain't nothing about that.
yeah, but see what happened was, now because it's cool to, to hate Trump, they try to put it on him, but it's an easy Google search, and they'll show that nah, he didn't have nothing to do with Spirit Airlines going out of business.
Hell,
But it's
you do a Google searches, you'll find out he ain't nothing to do with half the stuff they blaming him for.
yep, shoot, the sky is falling. This
Yeah,
damn Trump, like he
yeah.
ain't got nothing to do with the sky falling. Damn,
Somebody said something the other day. Somebody said something was going on, and this old dude, it's old. No, no, it was a woman. This old woman say, "What this food and done now?" they gone, dog. They think everything.
everything Trump fault, boy. It be the craziest thing, man. It's like, man, Clay Thomas broke up with Meg Thee Stallion. It's Trump
Yeah,
fault.
yeah. Trump at it again.
Shoot, but
And you know
this
what? And
video,
the Democrats, they're not going to come correct nobody when they wrong. You
nah,
know that they want them to think everything is Trump's fault. You know.
man, and it's I don't I we just recorded a podcast last night. We're gonna drop it on Monday. Life as a preacher's kid, and one thing I talked about is how is it that you're a Democrat, you believe in God, and that those two don't go together. When you
Now,
look at
not these Democrats. Now, 30 years ago, yeah, 25 years ago, yeah. But these Democrats, nah,
nah,
they almost antichrist.
anti-Christ, anti everything, God, the current Democrats want you to
Yeah.
keep babies, and if you have a baby, make it be rainbow. Like,
Have you have you seen those videos they've been doing where people were showing that these kids are finding these books in their elementary in these books, same sex interactions in these books. I'm talking about like deep. I'm talking about graphic.
Yeah, I saw it where they had something like that out here in Texas, and they was going into the schools and getting them books out of them libraries, and that was right here in Texas. They had that going on.
Yeah, man, and I've seen some where they're got these little kids and they're hosting like what they call it. They call it something where they got these little kids. They can get together. And then they didn't tell the parents about it. They can get these kids like little gatherings for little kids where they can go and have same sex gatherings and they was encouraging it, you know.
Man, I wouldn't put it I wouldn't put it past them because when I look at this same sex movement, what I'm seeing is population control. The best way to stop reproduction is to stop families to promote and push same sex as population control. I mean, because what else could it be for them to push that so hard? Like that's the main agenda.
Well, you know, I was watching a video the other day that guy was breaking it down. It was saying that the studies has shown that a society has to average 2 point so many kids per adult in order for society to sustain itself, or it's going to die out, right?
Hmm.
And so, and right now in Europe and in America, we at 1 point something, you know. But if you go to specific communities, they had more numbers than that. Like the Islamic community, those type of immigrants and stuff,
Uh huh.
they had way more numbers than that.
Man, and it's like especially in a black community, they really push it to us not to have kids and families. Like it's like they push that down our throat.
See, we haven't
You
grown
know.
here in America. Our population have not grown in years. See, in the 1970, the Hispanic population was 4.5% of the United States population, and the African American was 11.9%. Right
Yeah.
now, we've only grown 1%. We
Okay.
12.9% now of the United States population. And what you think the Hispanic is, and they was only 4.5% in 1970. What you think they are now?
Shoot, they probably 6%.
They at 19%.
Damn, 19. That's crazy.
They done passed us all the way up. You gotta think, you can't make babies when you're in prison, right?
Uh
And
huh.
you can't produce families if you're aborting your children, right? So that's why those two things right there. Also, the murders, blacks dying from gun violence, blacks being incarcerated, and blacks being aborted. Those
Damn.
three dynamics right there has stagnated our growth as a population in this society, and everybody else is passing us up. The
But
Hispanics already passed us up. Bro, they was way behind us. 4.5 in 1970. And now of course, some of them come over the border. They all wasn't born, but still, with a combination of them having a lot of kids, and families, and them coming across the border, they done passed us up by a long shot.
But the crazy part is, I'm just looking. Asian Americans generally have the lowest birth rates among the major race groups, Asians. White Americans also tend to have relatively low fertility rates, while Hispanics and some black communities historically have had higher average birth rates. Recent CDC data shows birth rates have been declining across nearly every group.
Right.
Uh, there are population averages, not rules, about individuals' income, education, religion, marriage rates, cultures, and age di- distribution affects the rate a lot. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because you go look at our parents. Like my mom got 10 brothers and sisters. Same
okay,
parents. Same
yeah,
mother, father. You know, my dad got one, two. Okay, it was just four of them. I mean, one, two. Yes, four of them. Uh, but his cousins, it was like 13 of them. They grew up with them and my mom and them, all them grew up together in the neighborhood. And almost every family I know that grew up with them, anywhere from 7 to 13 kids. And they were raised as a family too, with the mother and the father in the house. And that goes back to the topics we've talked about before, about how the marriage rate and the two-parent household rate has declined drastically since the 60s. You go back to 1960, we had 75% of the households had two-parent households. 75% marriage rate. Women were married at 75% in the black community. Now it's opposite. It's 25%. you know. So
man,
the nuclear family is the foundation of any type of successful community, man.
yeah. Well, what I want to do now is pivot right quick. 'Cause damn, we already been going for 42 minutes. I want to pivot to this right here. This is something that uh, was kind of always known to be what white women do. And now we're seeing more and more black women do this. And
Oh, is that the Diggs stuff?
yeah, the Stefan Diggs situation.
Yeah, I seen something on that today.
So I'm gonna play some of these videos.
Madam Forelady, has your jury agreed upon a verdict?
Yes.
On count one, strangulation or suffocation, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
On count two, the charge of assault and battery, what is your verdict? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Madam Forelady, members of the jury, hearken to your verdict as the court has recorded it. Upon your oath, you say that the defendant is not guilty of the count of strangulation or suffocation and not guilty of the count of assault and battery. So say you, Madam Forelady?
Yes.
So say all members of the jury.
Yes.
All right, thank
That's
you.
good, bro.
Seated for a moment. Everyone be seated.
Every time these guys get some money, they got to
Jurors,
go through this, bro.
told you during this trial and in my instructions that the verdict was your responsibility and your responsibility alone. Jurors, I want to
Madam Forelady, has your jury agreed upon a verdict?
So, but usually that's what white women do, set up the brothers when they get money. I thought they say sisters don't do that because they got our
Nah,
back.
dawg, this ain't new. They been doing this, bro. They wait till these brothers get mad and they don't want nothing to do. I mean, they wait till the brother don't want nothing to do with them. Then they get mad and they try to exploit the brother, put the
Cause,
man in his life.
I think what happened was she got mad, you know, because of course he started dating Cardi B, and you know, she said she wasn't getting enough money, and she said he strangled her and did all this stuff to her, and they was able to pull up video, you know, with her dancing and twerking and having a good time right after the fact that, you know,
After she
she
accused
strangled.
him, right?
Yeah, bro, that was a quick. I ain't never seen too many high profile cases go that. I mean, that shit was quick. It's like that shit was like a day and a half, 2 days, and it was over with.
That's how it should be, bro. They shouldn't have to drag this stuff out, man. Especially when it's not that complicated. You know she lying. Stop dragging this stuff out.
So when we see stuff like this, how do how is it that there's no laws or there's no consequences for the women that do this?
And
Because
that's the
if men,
thing.
my
You know,
thing
they
is,
got go ahead.
go ahead. Now go ahead, you got it.
You know, they got who was that? Look, Kim for perjury on court on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
Uh they need, like you said, they need to hold these women accountable, man. This is happening way too often. They need to help holding them accountable. Cause this man probably gonna lose a contract. Ain't he a football player?
Yep,
He might lose a contract. Cause a lot of times they just cut you loose when you get accused of something like this.
man. And it's just
They
like
done-
there's no consequence. Like these women know they can just go out, accuse a man of anything. He got to spend his hard earned money to prove that he innocent, and she just get to like nothing. There's no consequences, no backlash. She just get to go home. It
I'm gonna
shouldn't be that easy. Yeah.
right, right. There should be some consequences for this. I'm gonna show you something else. What about if he did strangle her, right?
Uh-huh.
But but so because I've seen that happen. You know, the dude might have did strangle her, right? But that was after she was slapping him all in the head and all in the face. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? They get to
Yep.
hit these guys and beat on these guys, and the first time they turn around and grab her around her neck. You know what I'm saying? They get to go make a report, and he's the criminal all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. That's true. So it's like you gotta it gotta be some type of like, but that's when it's always said that men are like misogynistic, men are controlling, but at the same time it's like there are certain laws that should be in place to protect men that's not. Like if men are such these bad creatures, why haven't we put laws on the books that would at least deter false allegations like we just seen? Like you should not feel comfortable saying, you know what, I'm gonna put these charges on you, knowing you lying, but knowing that you could put charges on somebody and walk away. You might get paid, or you could walk away and there's no consequences. Why
Let me tell
haven't
you
we put
something
that on?
else. And if they're not gonna lock these women up, they at least need to make them pay this guy fees, his lawyer fees and all that back. They should have to pay that.
And lost wages, like you said, a lot of these guys
Yeah.
can lose their contracts and all of that off of an allegation. It don't have. It could you proven innocent. They got all the evidence, and
And
off the
it's not
allegations.
and it's not just the men with money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it's an old video out there where a guy he had twin boys and he was meeting his baby mama they exchanged the kids. The
Uh
kids
huh.
were with him, and then she was caught. When he pulled up, he had his camera already rolling. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And it's sad that you got to have your camera already rolling just to exchange the kids, to protect it for a man to protect himself.
Yep. That's true, and
She
That's
was
where
acting a
we at.
fool too, but he had her on camera. You know, cause she was just trying to find because she mad because he had his new woman in the passenger seat. She just sitting there minding her own business, and she mad. She got her mama with her, and she just bitter because the man done moved on. So these kids look like they got to be about maybe 5 years old, 6 at the most, about 5 years old though, and then maybe 4, something about 5. And then so first thing she said, what happened to their hair? He said, what you mean? I took them to get a haircut. I'm the custodial parent. And you don't get to take them and get their hair cut and nothing without my permission and all this kind of stuff, and which ain't true because you can have joint custody and she could be the custodial parent, and you got a right when they with you go get your kids haircut, whatever you want to do. But they would pick when she bitter, she gonna pick anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And then so they were standing at the back of the car, and she arguing with him about that, just trying to find something to argue with the man about. He had his camera rolling, and the little kid had a toy in his hand. One of them, he had like a little Hot Wheel truck or whatever it was, and he was rolling on the back of the car. And his dad like, hey, don't stop that, don't do that. You're gonna scratch my paint. And then she gonna tell the kid, you can do it all you want here. you know. Then she started going around the other side and asking who that in the car, who you got around my kids, and all this kind of stuff. And then the mom in the background talking trash. So this man ain't done nothing wrong with these people. He's just trying to get the kids back for his time is up, so he bring the kids back like he supposed to. And the man he got out the car with his camera rolling, bro. He already know that's how bad it is.
Was that are you talking about PJ Washington, the dude that played for the Mavericks?
Now I don't know who it was because they don't show the dude because he got his camera
Oh, okay.
rolling.
Because I
And
know something similar.
it been out on Instagram, TikTok. You probably can find it if you type it in
Okay.
on TikTok for a minute.
I know PJ Washington had went through that, and he
Oh, I
recorded
think
it.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought you was talking about. But
No, on
yeah,
that one,
man,
she had said something to the other girl in the car. That on that one.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I think yeah,
No, he
dudes.
didn't take it. It's so bad. He met this guy. I'm talking about. He met her at a mutual spot. He ain't going to her house. That's how bad it is.
Oh damn.
He
Yeah.
met her at a mutual spot in the parking lot.
The the only deal is when you look at Stephon Diggs and you look at Zion Williamson, they also gotta watch they both known to be real horny. Stephon Diggs
Yeah.
and Zion, they don't do anything
And it,
to avoid that narrative because they
the,
know
the,
sleep with everybody.
yeah, and the women know that too. They can take advantage of that.
Yeah. If
You know.
if you known to be a hoe and you boning all the Instagram chicks and you boning everybody, yeah, you leave yourself wide open for allegations of stuff like that and worse.
Yeah, you can't even have, especially when you got some money, you can't have sex without having your cameras rolling and sign consent forms. Now,
Yeah, NDA.
consent
Yeah,
forms signed, cameras rolling. Is it okay if my security watch? You know what I'm saying? You can't really.
not security watch.
I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now these dudes got to
You can't
get
even get
NDAs
that.
for sure, man. These chicks talking about they be pegging dudes and all kind of stuff now. So yeah, you got to get a yeah, these cats got to get NDAs now, man, to cover themselves. But hey, we've been going for
Yeah,
about an
man.
hour,
Yes, sir.
shoot, man, and man, it felt good just to get back on and chop it up. And hey,
Yeah, I said, man, we got to at least get on there and do something, bro.
hell yeah, man, we had to. So hey, I'm back in the States now, so shit, we can get it back cracking, get the team
Yeah.
back together, try to bring in a few more people, and hey,
Yeah,
let's get
Sean texted me a while ago. He texted me while we was going a while ago and told me he was just getting home.
okay.
Yeah, so next week, hopefully next week we have everybody back on board.
Hey man, shoot, I was looking forward to it today. I got a few
Yeah,
more videos I gotta make tonight, but man, hell yeah, I'm glad we tapped in tonight for sure.
yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on, and everybody next week, Wednesday
Next week,
night, 8:30
night,
p.m.
we back.
Already. Hey, leave in
Yeah,
the comments. Leave in the comments if y'all want a topic or touch on a certain topic.
yeah, for sure. Do that, and
Until
we
next
out.
time, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah. Welcome to the Cool Reviews. Step into the scene where the voices stay loud and the vibes stay clean. Talking sports, love, life, what's making the news. If it's happening right now, it's on the Cool Reviews. Welcome to the Cool Reviews. Yeah, we bringing the truth.